This is another Making Comics 101 quick tip. Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome, mad creators, to the underground laboratory where together we're going to create some awesome comics. This is Making Comics 101, and this is a quick tip. So this week we are talking about sound effects. So I've got a kind of a fun tip, more of an exercise that I want to share with you guys. So first off, I just wanted to say that sound effects in comics is something, it's something that's very specific to comics, something that's original that you're not going to see in a lot of other mediums. So when I get a chance to do some really cool sound effects, I really get into them. I've actually created a bunch of different sound effects. These are some of them, and a lot of these are in the Comic Maker Toolkit, which you can get at Serkworks.com. But also I have sound effects in the Comic Maker Starter Kit, which is free, also available at Serkworks.com. So if you just want to play around with it, also I've done some other videos that kind of show you my process of creating sound effects. But as you can see when you look at these, you see all the, not just necessarily the letters, but the shapes of the words, the shapes of these effects. Here we've got kind of wide and it kind of tapers in. Or here we've got where it's large and it just kind of fades into something a little smaller. Or here where it's just kind of up and down and it goes around. As you can see, the shape of the sound effects is half the fun. So I thought it would be a cool exercise to just play around with shape. Here's another example that I have here. This is from a comic that I never finished. It's called Retrofits. Maybe someday I'll get back to it. But it takes place in the 70s. And back in the late 60s, early 70s, you had this kind of really funky, kind of psychedelic type font, and you can kind of see here where it's like time keeps on slipping into the future, the title of this particular issue. But you can see how I had a lot of fun trying to duplicate this style. And it's just, there's really no rhyme or reason to this shape. It's just a very odd shape and trying to fit everything in. Not every sound effect is going to work this way, but this is sort of, you know, for this particular style, this worked perfectly. But there is a challenge out there. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a shape challenge, and then sometimes artists, I think there's an artist out there named BeastRec on Instagram who's done this before, and he'll just put out a crazy shape, something like this, and the idea is that you draw either a character or some kind of illustration in the confines of these shapes. So I thought it would be fun, just as an exercise, to do the same thing with you guys and sound effects. And you don't have to use these shapes, just make your own shape. Just doodle a quick shape and then try to figure out how you can put a sound effect in there. And also pay attention to the kind of, if it's more of a bulky shape, what kind of sound effect does that lend itself to? If it's more round or curved, that may be a different sound effect. A different, you know, like a splash would be more of a curvy sound effect. A thunk would be more like a blocky sound effect. So, you know, just draw a bunch of different shapes and then figure out what sound effects work good for that. And you might come up with some really cool effects. But anyway, that's our exercise for today. That's our quick tip, and I will see you guys later. That is all. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow me at Serkworks on social media, and now you can support the work that I do on Patreon. Do you like making comics? Then go to Serkworks.com and pick up the Comic Maker Starter Kit. It's packed full of fonts, brushes, templates, and more. And best of all, it's totally free.